forces are under attack.
Should you become a nuisance, I'll kill you myself.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be an incredible best of 3 ZVT featuring Jaedong and Light. Sent to me by RJB, bottom left, it's going to be our red Zerg player. It is Jaedong. And in the bottom right, it is maybe the best Terran player in the world right now. It is Light. He's playing so well. These two elder statesmen have been playing StarCraft for so many years, and they are still excellent and going at it and facing each other. They know each other so well. So let's see how they accommodate to the fact that they know each other so well. And here we are on Neo Sylphid for game number 1 of this best of 3. Are we going to do a bunker rush? Maybe proxy racks? Maybe proxy hatch on this map? No, I don't think so. Otherwise, there would be an SCV moving out across the map here and a drone moving out across the map, but that is A-okay. Man, I do love casting best of series because they feature early aggressive stuff that I don't get to cast very often on this channel because I like macro games. But, you know, sprinkling in a little bit of aggression into the casts is a good idea, which is why I do the cheese compilations. So, if you want to see a cheese compilation, I've got like 7 of them by now. As Jaedong goes hatch first, let me know. I'll link you. There's a playlist. So if you know how to search for playlists on a channel, just go ahead and search the Brood War cheese compilation. The last one heavily featured Mini because, man, he does like cheese. And defending cheese. Anyway, Steve the SCV moving out. Hatch pool gas here from Jaedong. So he wants to defend, but he doesn't want speedlings that early. He wants those drones. Wants them. 2 drones in production. And there we go. Then the gas. Steve says, okay, very good. We've got ourselves a hatch pool gas opening here, so no speedlings for a little bit anyway. And, oh my gosh, a command center first? No. Okay, so barracks into command center. Barracks. There you go. But not making anything. Because, again, hatch pool gas. There it is. So now we're making a Marine. Everything is A-okay here. No gas here from Light. I feel like I'm saying gas a lot. Vespine. We'll call it Vespine for the rest of this cast. Okay, we won't. I know myself well enough to know that that is not going to be the case here. So, second racks. All right. And then gas. So it's not going to be an early factory. Not going to be a mech opening, but man, Light sure knows how to transition into mech. We will see. So 100 gas into lair, and then second 100 gas into metabolic boost. That's right. Everything seems A-okay. Is there anything that Light's going to do differently here to try to survive this opening? Marine's popping out, which is something I like seeing from Terran players, because there are these standardized timings where it's like, okay, we're going to move out with, you know, 10 Marines and 2 medics. We're going to try to kill you, but you just show up with like 4 to 5 Marines in the early stages, first, you know, 3, 4, 5 minutes of the game. You can kind of force a Zerg player to panic and make a bunch of lings, throw down a Sunken, maybe a creep they don't want to do, sacrifice a drone for no reason, because you're not actually attacking them, right? You just poke in, you poke back, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, I made a bunch of lings, but they don't have speed yet. I'm not getting through this wall with 6 lings. It's like, it's just really good. I really wish more Terran players did this. Royal's really good at it, and then winning with it, which is nuts. As speed does kick in for these lings, they get a Marine, and they get a run by, and another Marine. Okay, this is the danger of poking your head out like that. If somebody like Jaedong sees it, they can get a run by. Oh my gosh, they scout the academy. They get a perfect read on everything that's happening. They kill an SCV, 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, 4 SCVs. Oh my gosh, a 5th one, a 5th SCV. Are you kidding me? 5 SCVs die to that Ling run by. They get a full scout off. There's still 2 Lings inside the base. I mean, this isn't like we're dealing with a Protoss here, right? Protoss is not going to be able to kill these Lings forever. Terran can kill them all. Not a big deal because of the range of the Marines, because of the stim, which is coming in soon. But yeah, 5 SCVs died. This guy's got 2 kills, 2 Marines, and 5 SCVs for just a little 6-Ling run by at this stage of the game is absolutely crazy. He's like, oh man, I wanted another SCV. Jaedong was macroing so hard. Got another handful of Lings moving out. I was like, well, that first group of Lings did a lot of work. Maybe I can get another run by, but I don't know. Positioning is better here. Got stim now, which is big. You stim, and then you go for these Lings. They die so much faster than the unstimmed Marine version of this. Yeah, there you go. Look at this. Look at this. He didn't stim for no reason. That's really, really good for light here. Third base. Nope, that's an Overlord. Third base. Fire. What is this? This a 2 Firebat hit squad? What is the play here, man? That's why there's a Sunken at the front, by the way. Run by. Sunken, run by. Ugh, one of the Firebats dies. Okay, but 2 drones. Okay, the revenge of the Firebat. Like, you killed 5 of my SCVs. I'm gonna kill a bunch of your drones. Look at this guy. Boosh, boosh. Look at it. The drones are... Oh, my God. Okay, the drones did kill him. I was like, the drones are forced to kill him. Oh, no. And then he died immediately. Fair enough, I guess. In the meantime, we're also got Mutalisks out, because of course we do. Based on that Spire timing, this has been an aggressive opening 6 minutes. This is what I like. Man, there's no downtime at all. Okay, a tiny bit of downtime. But still, 6 Mutas, +1 flyer attack coming in. We've seen Zerg players really commit to this Muta stuff a little bit over the channel over the last week or so. Which, by the way, if you're new here, welcome aboard. I'm here 6 times a week with Brood War content. StarCraft Remastered and StarCraft Not Remastered sometimes. That's fun. Sunday is fun day. We cast some user-submitted replays on the Sunday stream. We do sneak in some pro replays in there, too. We play live UMS maps on the stream, too. So check those out, man. Sundays. I mean, it's like a 7-hour stream, man. Just poke around on Sunday. You'll probably see me here doing that live stream Rooney. Anyway, Mutas are trying to pick off the edges. We know how this works. Plus, one flyer attack doesn't come in forever. Ooh, Mutas are protecting this third base. Again, this third base is everything for Jaedong. If he keeps the third base alive, he's probably going to be able to move into the later game here. Let's see how this goes. Barracks, barracks, 1 factory. Not doing anything with it. So this is very SK Terran. But we've been tricked before, right? We've had plenty of games where Terrans are like, oh, I'm just going SK Terran. 1-1 for my Marines. Let's move into multiple factories. Ah, ha, ha. We didn't do 2-2 at all. I wonder if the number of engineering bays is a bit of a tell. Because, like, if it's 1 engineering bay and you go 1-1 instead of 2 engineering bays, and then right, because then you're planning on going 2-2 at the same time. Oh, that's interesting. There's a machine shop coming in, but Queen's Nest, Hydra Den. I don't know if I like this. I mean, we've seen it, right? We've seen this work for Zerg players before, where all they have are Mutas, but they have +1 now. You'll notice it being a little bit more aggressive with his Mutalisks, obviously replacing the ones that are dying, because that's how you want to do this. If you invested into +1, it takes so long. It's only 100 gas and 100 minerals, but like... Still, you want to make more Mutas in this case. So Lurker Aspect is coming in. This is a lot of Marines. Stim, range, +1. Medic count. Too many Marines for the Lings to really engage here, but he's setting up to do it, man. Look at this. Look at this setup. He's got 28 drones. He's got Lurker Aspect. It's another scan. He sees the scan, sees the hive timing. Right? So that's a good scan by him. And he's like, all right, so there's a window here where there is no Dark Swarm. Wonderful. Mutas go dive bombing in. Trying to take down a turret. They do take down one of the turrets, but God, the Marine count back here is a little bit dicey. Another Muta goes down. I mean, Mutas are dying, Marines are dying, SCVs are dying, but 33 to 39 workers. I don't know if we're going to feel safe at that third base until Lurker Aspect is done. 2 Sunkens, not 3. But again, the Muta count, there's enough of them to where they're actually a threat for light here. Yeah, this is a big group. Nice supply block, by the way. 0-0 Lings, no Adrenal, obviously, because the hive's not done yet. This is tough. This is Jaedong having a micros face off, 450 APM out here. And okay, this little group down to the south takes some hits. Jaedong does not overextend into this body, though. Not going to take too many hits there. Third base up. I would honestly make some Hydras at this base. Okay, a Lurker. There you go. Lurker egg is coming in. So that's a save. So it looks like... Oh, but there are tanks out. What did I say? Tanks, science vessels. That's how you break the situation. Marines are never going to do it if there are 2 Lurkers at the top of a ramp. I mean, they can, but they lose so much. They lose so many guys. Once again, Defiler Mound coming in. No upgrades for the Lings yet. They're working on a ground carapace. Calm down, Falcon. They're getting upgrades, but where's my Adrenal? Where is Falcon's Adrenal? Come on, you're getting into Defiler Mound. You have enough money right now to make Adrenal. It's the best upgrade in the entire game, almost. Okay, Lurkers. Oh, hang on. Lurkers burrow with the support of Sunkens. There we go. That's better. Siege tank sieging up. And everybody goes, siege tank sieging up. That's not good for us. It is not good for us. It's going to have to be a move here. Jaedong is going to have to come from the backside with the Mutas and the Lings, and then maybe burrow the Lurkers up, and then go. Oh, the Lurkers are dying so fast. Okay, well, he's going for it. Muta's dive bombing on this group. Siege tanks, I mean, prioritize the tanks, maybe? There you go. The tanks do go down, and Jaedong does wipe that group out. Okay, so that's what he went for. A lot of Lurkers died, though, man. I think there are 2. I think there are 2 Lurkers right now for Jaedong, period. I guess third one up there. So he's trying. Good macro. Good macro, though, on the backside here. More dudes are coming because, you know, Light's not the kind of player that's going to kind of slip on his macro. He's got 150 minerals right now. He's spending like crazy on this 2 base, on this 5 racks. He's making, there you go, 2nd starport, 3rd CC coming in. So, Jaedong held, and he's getting Adrenal. So, okay, Adrenal and Consume. There's a little window here where he, oh, hang on. 1 Lurker at the top of the round. There's a Nidus, though, so reinforcements are possible. Up here to the 3rd base. More Lurkers can pop out that Nidus. There we go. Lurkers popping outside of the Nidus. D-Matrix Marine says, I'll take all the hits. Sacrifice me. And then, okay, busting up the ramp. Lurker. 1 Lurker goes down. Wait, weren't there 2 Lurkers here? I don't know. The Nidus gets, oh gosh, the Nidus gets sniped. The Defilers get killed. The GG. What? What? Wait. That's a GG scenario? Oh, man. I thought Jaedong... it was a window, though, right? I said it. There's a window here where Jaedong is going to have Consume, right? He's going to have Adrenal. He's going to do much better here. So 1 Lurker, another Lurker pops out. Is there any... There's 2 Lurkers back here. There's a bunch of Mutas. I mean, I buy a bunch. There are 7 of them. There's a bunch of Hydras over this way. And I would dump everything into that Nidus. Like, everything goes into that Nidus, right? I wonder if he underestimated this attack. Because, seriously, there are 5 Hydras to dump into that Nidus Canal. 2 Lurkers to dump into that Nidus Canal. Consume is not... That's timing. Consume is just not done. Yeah, so Lurker dies. Nidus gets sniped. Consume is done. But there's nothing to consume, and it's not going to save the hatch anyway. Oh, man. Maybe consuming a Lurker. Yeah, it doesn't matter. GG, 3rd base dies. I do, again, feel like Jaedong could have busted over here. Brought his brought his Mutalisks, popped those 5 Hydras, brought those extra 2 Lurkers that were over here that weren't doing anything, right? So, like, 4 Lurkers here. Maybe buys time for the Defiler to consume a drone, pop a Dark Swarm, and then suddenly, bam, your base is okay. But nope, that's not what we got. So, nice little 12-minute window, or 12-minute win here from Light in Game 1. And it just, if we can get in here before Dark Swarm is done, our lives are so much easier. And that's exactly what happened. GG, man. That was beautiful. Beautiful play. 50 to 51,000 resources, or total point there. Jaedong outproduced the Terran, got outkilled by the Terran by a wider margin. Structures raised 3-1, and outspending the Terran player by a couple thousand resources, which is pretty good in a 12-minute game. That's kind of what you want to be aiming for. But sometimes it's not enough. So that's game 1. Let's go to game number 2. Can Jaedong get his revenge? We're on game 2. Vermeer, top right. Gonna be, let's go ahead and say, yeah, a white Terran player. It is a light in the bottom right, an orange Zerg player looking very smart. It is Jaedong. So yeah, man, I think every Terran player has that in their plan on some level, unless they're barracks proxying or bunker rushing or both. Just hit the Zerg player before Darkstorm comes out with SK Terran, and it's a lot easier to win the game, man. Light did that so well. Like, so well. Woo! Okay, well, what's the follow-up going to be here in game numero dos? Well, check out RJB TV out on YouTube. He has his own Brood War channel. He supplies all these replays to me. He's a very cool dude. He's very passionate about Brood War in a way that not a lot of people are. Check him out. Alright, what's the play going to be here? Nothing crazy. No panic proxy hatch here from Jaedong. Although I'm a huge fan of a proxy hatch. Is it a good strategy? No. Does it win enough that it should be more popular? Absolutely not. You know what? It makes me laugh every time there's a hatchery in an enemy's natural base, or like hiding inside the main somewhere. Just like, ah ha 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 ha, that's hilarious. Danger potential is so high too, man. Like, anyway, you know the play. You know it. Not very popular. That's okay. Another hatch first to Rooney on a giant 4-player map, which is Vermeer. One of the better maps out of the map pool over the last several years, I would say. I'd rate it like a 9 out of 10. I think it's good. A lot of open spaces, a lot of ramps. We do have a bunch of those mineral-only bases, which I'm not a big fan of. Just from a Zerg perspective, because you do need that gas to do anything, as it's a hatch pool gas opening here. And this looks all the world, based on this mineral count, like another Rax Expandaruni out of light. He's like, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it, man. I believe I can fly. Yes. So, what's a topic for today? Oh, are movies dying? Is the movie theater industry, like, on life support right now? Because last summer we had Barbenheimer, which was a ginormous success. Barbie made $1 billion. Oppenheimer made like $800 million, which is insane. And everybody was like, oh, movies are back. But since then, not so much, man. Nothing else has been like even close to as good of a hit. Several good studio projects have failed miserably to make their money back. And it's just like, well, you know, people have more options for entertainment nowadays. 15, 20 years ago, your options were you could rent a movie from, you know, from Blockbuster or Redbox or something. You didn't really have the doom scrolling available like you have now with Instagram and TikTok and stuff. Even Facebook Reels, right? You can just sit there and watch little clips for the rest of your life if you want. No need to go out. You could watch cable TV or just regular TV if you wanted to, but then there were movies which were, you know, new and fun and exciting, and there was no chance it was going to be available on your streaming site in like 3 weeks, which is what's happening now. Like, Fall Guy ended up on the streaming service 17 days after it came out because it did so poorly in the movie theaters, but it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know? It's like, people didn't go see it because they knew there was a good chance if it didn't do well, it'd end up on a streaming service in 3 weeks, and then, so they didn't see it, so that put it on the streaming service in 3 weeks. It's crazy. Anyway, Steve comes in, scouts, and says, okay, nothing crazy. No super fast Hydroden. There is a lair, obviously. Metabolic Boost is coming in. Aspired gets tossed down in the natural base because the SCV got sniped before it was able to scout that. So that's... Look, Jaedong is probably going to base Muta opening on you. That is a fast factory, though. Hey. Mech fans. I mean, Mech fans are pretty quiet right now because we did get a win with SK Terran here in Game 1. As always, though, it's a matter of how long the game is. Is Dark Storm available? Is Plague available? Are Ultras out? And suddenly the SK Terry gets a lot harder, which is what the Science Vessels are for. We've talked about it a lot. You know what's going on. So, Spire, double gas. Oh, it screwed up his gas pathing. Oh, no! Oh, no, you guys. Even though Legends make mistakes. Look at this. Oh, he should have canceled and replanted somewhere. This is horrendous. He just oversaturates it. Oh, and he tries to fix it by throwing a Hydra Den here. And it works! Hey, it works! Yeah, and he pulls off the extra dome, puts it on minerals because he doesn't need it anymore. Okay, that was funny. Wow. Okay, third base down this bottom left too. Fast starport. Ooh, good snipe on a medic that got stuck on the wrong side of the tracks. That's not great. Engineering bay, fast armory. What? Valkyrie. This is a Valkyrie build. This is totally early Valks out of light. Big fan. Let's go. Let's get those Valkyries out against these Mutas. Muta opening. Look, Muta opening is not necessarily intended to win anymore. Terrans are good enough at dealing with it with turrets and Marines and stuff. But it keeps the Terran player at home, and it makes the Terran player a lot less likely to just march out onto the map, right? If there are a bunch of Mutas out. So that's just a big part of it too. Another medic gets sniped, by the way. That's incredible stuff. Just ridiculous. And there you go. Valkyrie not prepared. Valkyrie almost prepared. Look at these turret positions too. Big gap, but it totally covers this entire area over here, over here. I mean, if there were more Mutas, they wouldn't care about one single target firing at them, but it's not a huge investment. Lurker aspect a lot earlier in this game. These guys are not getting +1 ever. We never see a late +1 coming on Mutalisk if they didn't get it to start off the game. Okay, I lied. There maybe have been times that I've seen it come in like, you know what I want at the 20-minute mark? +1 Mutas. And a tech switch comes in and the upgrade starts happening. Anywho, scan? Nope, too late to see what the scan was. That's fine. Probably just scanned the main base and didn't see a hive. Oh, there you go. Valkyrie. Valkyrie prepared here. There it is. And if you, I was going to say, do you just make one Valkyrie? No, but it appears maybe Light did. Maybe Light made a single Valkyrie here. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I usually see two. It does delay your ability to get range on Marines out a little bit, right? But I think the Valkyrie is probably worth it. But you know what's not good against Valkyries? Or Valkyries are not good against Lurkers. Lurkers are also pretty bad against Valkyries. It's a, you know, that's the relationship. Okay, Valkyrie pops out, sees Lurkers attempting to bust on in here. Oh boy. Yeah, Marines. That's so many Lurks. Lurker bust attempt. Valkyrie's fired and Lurker's spiting in. Valkyrie does get picked off, but every Mutalisk dies. But what is there to deal with the Lurkers? Well, nothing. So let's everybody fall back. Let them take down our buildings at the front here. Barracks down. Supply depot down. Come on. Okay, everybody's out of range of the Lurkers here. Oh, look at this pathing. These SCVs have bad mineral pathing too because of this missile turret. That's hilarious. Huh. Siege tank high ground. Desperately firing up siege tech here. Come on. Needs siege tech. This is really containing onto bases. A supply block on Light after that attack. Science facility up, and science vessels are being produced. That's going to be super useful here. But man, it is 32 drones on 3 bases. That 3 gas is rolling, baby. Hive getting fired up. Everything kind of looking Jaedong here. If the Terran player has no interest in moving out at all at the 9-minute mark, you're probably doing okay as the Zerg in that situation. 3 more racks getting fired up here. Not going back into more Valkyries because all the Mutas died, so there's no reason to do that anymore. Although, I don't know. You could start hunting Overlords and force the Zerg player to make Scourge and stuff, but they're probably making Scourge anyway because of the science vessels and stuff. So, Defiler Mound coming in. Oh! Scourge takes down that science vessel. What did I just say? Yeah. Defiler Mound getting fired up here. A pretty early Defiler Mound at 9 minutes, man. So at this point, I think it's just a fall back, delay until Consume is ready to go. Irradiate's getting fired up. Yeah, I think Light says, let's try to hit that window again, boys. Let's get on in there. Let's start sieging up. Maybe stop losing Marines for no reason. This position getting overrun, though. Jaedong says, and then he sees the fire pass and backs out. Okay, hold on. Hold on, he says. Fine time. Defiler Mound is done. Defiler's on the way. Consume. Consume must be researched here. Oh, he's spending his gas on more Defilers. You realize that they need Consume to be effective in this situation, right? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. There we go. Jumping on top of it again. Lings, Lurkers. There you go. Consume's getting fired up. Just buying time. Buying so much time right now. Jaedong is just being very careful. Yeah, man. Siege tank shots, even unsieged, are pretty good here. Scourge. Oh, Scourge get the Science Vessel. That's massive. 2 Science Vessels down here. Jaedong is on the ropes on this counterattack, but killing 2 vessels. This early, completely resetting the vessel count is humongous. How much Comsat energy do we have? We have enough for a scan. 2 scans. But, you know, Science Vessel is permanent scan. It's really awesome. Dude, Consume finishing would be like the greatest thing in the history of mankind right now for the Zerg player. I love that he's just getting a 4th base. He's like, you know what? This is dicey, but let's get a 4th base behind this. This will work out. What a risk. It's got defending this base. 2 Lurkers and a Nidus. Okay, with a Defiler and a Ling to Consume, because Consume is almost friggin' here. There it is. Consume. And the tanks are like, bye. Oh, pull back. Siege up. You think you're safe in there? Bam. Lurker down. You think you're safe in there? Hydralisk? Well, we're going to go home anyway. All right, neat. Pushing on to the 3rd base. And Consume. Dark Swarm. Pop. Beautiful Dark Swarm pop. Holy smokes, that was a great Dark Swarm pop. That was absolutely incroyable, as the French would say. Ha ha ha. All right, there you go. Dark Swarm, a Lurker push. Why did you, what? Light kind of miscontrolled that, I would say. Went forward into 2 Dark Swarms with the Lurkers in them. Didn't go well. Had to retreat. Ay, caramba. Plague's on the way now. Okay, so now Jaedong's in a much, much better position here at 12 minutes than he was in the first game, because the sound of Consumes in the morning puts fear into the hearts of all Terran players everywhere. Unless they're meching, which, you know, got some pretty early fire bats out here. The tank count's been bigger than kind of average for a while. I wonder if this is going to be Hydra meta, right? Obviously, the Lurkers are normal at this stage. The Lings, the Defilers are all normal. We're going to see actual Hydras, or is every Hydra here going to be turned into a Lurker instead? Plague is almost finished, too. The Radiates can do a lot here, but only so much. No connection there on that vessel. Staying alive. Again, I'm not going to say it's easy to micro your Science Vessels away from Scourge, but, like, if you keep them close to your Marines, you can do it. Just when you send the Science Vessels deep into Zerg territory, they're going to catch a Scourge more often than not. Lings don't have Adrenal yet. So, like, stop sending Lings into these engagements, please. They have no upgrades at 13 minutes. I know that's the meta right now, but for heaven's sakes, stop putting them into danger like this. I mean, okay, fine. Adrenal finished, so they're not completely helpless anymore. Oh, they do have a 1 Carapace upgrade. I lied. They're not 0/0 Lings at all. They've got a Carapace upgrade, and now they have the Crackling upgrade. Oh, gets an Irradiate off, but pays for it because that, you know, that animation, that casting animation does stop you for a second. 3rd base from Light. Maybe a little bit late because this 4th base from Jaedong's been rolling. Rolling. Just more and more Marines. Again, I love the sprinkling in of fire bats a little bit earlier than we see them. Right? Usually when the Lings have, you know, 3/3 and Adrenal, then the fire bats come out. But, okay. Fire bats are dying, but they're buying. Oh, I was going to say, buying time to get on top of these lurkers. Guess what is also on top of these lurkers? Swarm is. Scourge, beeline, nice fallback. That was good. I think a lesser Zerg player would have tried to go for that science vessel and lost it. Or lost the Scourge there. Okay, so then he loses those Scourge anyway. Doesn't really matter. Adrenalings are like, pa. We're awesome. Tank count getting hit here a little bit. And so, did another science vessel die? Yep. Or another science vessel die. Left it behind just a little bit. You have to keep them with your dudes. Ooh, Chitinous plating is on the way. All right, Ultralisk Cavern has joined the party here. I think Jaedong's in a pretty fine position. 52 workers, it's 64 SCVs. Yes, but all the tools are here for the Zerg player at this stage. Right? They got the Chitinous plating, working on it. We've got Adrenalings. We've got Lurkers and Dark Swarm and Plague. Look at this pre-split against Plague potential. Okay, there's the Dark Swarm. There's the Plague! Ooh! A sick Plague. Look at him diving past the Dark Swarm. Right, okay. Firebats clearing out those lings quite nicely. Couple drones die. I love this, getting behind the mineral line. Stimming, yes. Drone snipes. These guys, they are, I'm going to say they're very dead. Look at this micro. 4 kills. 8 kills on that Marine. My goodness, he just gets absolutely obliterated by Lurker Spines there, but he had 8 or 9 kills there. Pretty good stuff. 140 to 96 supply here. Light is up. He's on 3 bases against the 4 bases of the Zerg. The Zerg has everything that he needs except for maybe some Ultralisks. The Chitinous plating upgrade is here. Good Science Vessel micros there, and these guys are not, I was going to say, there you go. If they're not Dark Swarmed, they are vulnerable, right? Oh, radiate on the Scourge. Good pull back. That was humongous. But these guys are injured now, right? So it is easier to pick them off as they try to fly in towards your vessels. Lurkers enough to defend against this incoming attack here. There are 5 Ultralisks in production right now. They've got Chitinous plating. They've got at least +2 armor. I'm trying to find some links that haven't been consumed yet. There you go. +2 armor, +1 attack with +2 attack and +3 armor coming in on top. Nice Plague. And drags them into the Lurkers too. That was fantastic. Yeah, these medics are in trouble. I like keeping them on the move though, so they don't try to heal each other unnecessarily, because you can't heal through Plague. But keep them moving, keep that energy high, and then when Plague wears off, then they've got the energy to heal themselves and heal others. That, you know, that pool, there it is. See, that pool is still here. Excellent, excellent play. Oh, the battle cruisers are operationaling here. There you go. Physics lab on that science vessel or science facility. Anabolic synthesis on the way for the Ultras. Okay, free Lurkers are free. Maybe a Firebat died there. Oh, I don't know about 1 Ultra versus all this mess, but then a Dark Swarm comes in and he's okay. Diving in. I don't know about this one, man. Oh, Science Vessel taking a hit. Ultra outside of the Dark Swarm. Retreats inside of the Dark Swarm. Several drones are going to die. There's an Ultralisk attack up here, though. Oh, it's Ultras. I thought these were Lings. You can't tell by the size of the units on the mini-map, though. The dots. The dots are smaller. These Ultras don't have speed yet. They're kind of bonking around a little bit here. Oh, look at the medic block. Sick micro by Light. Excellent stuff here. But, oh, I don't know if irradiating helped in this situation. Okay, the Ultras are dying. Kind of helped. We're still... Okay, the natural base of Jaedong does get killed, but every unit involved in that massacre dies. 9-kill Firebat. Ooh, gets left to his own... Nope, this Ultralisk says, no, you're not. Absolutely not. Okay, cleared out that Ultralisk attack. Big Ling Ultra attack into the 3rd, though. There are 2 bunkers here, and one of them's not very full. But one's got a Firebat in it, so maybe he can hold off a little bit. Oh, Lurker's getting inside that mineral line. Not a good feel at all. Lurkers covering the ramp. Ultras on the backside. Oh, 3rd base might just be massacred. Lings running. Lurker Spines trying to kill them all before they retreat into the natural base. Battle Cruisers, technically the answer to everything, but no! GG. And Light taps out. Jaedong gets the win. Again, hitting pause after the game's already over. Resets the whole darn replay. So let's watch this at 16 times speed. But GG, man, that was a great game out of Jaedong. It was touch and go for a minute there. Huge attacks into his natural base. Never what you want to see. But he was able to delay and delay until he got his consume out. And then, bam, that was a lot easier to deal with. Light was very aggressive, man. Killed the natural base. Got units behind the mineral line in the third base. Killed a bunch of drones that way, but never really stopped Jaedong enough. Never slowed him along its path enough to where he couldn't get the ultras out with the guidance plating, with the anabolic synthesis. Yep, this is the delay part here. Siege tanks were good, and then he just kind of gave up on tanks at some point. Once he recognized, I think it wasn't Hydras. Once he realized it wasn't going to be Hydralisks anymore, tanks aren't as useful against the more traditional Ling, Lurker, Defiler play. And then the Ultras come out. That's a good hold, but then the third base can't be held. And that's your GG. So, very excellent game. And that's another win. Well, a first win, rather, to tie the series up here by Jaedong. 12,000 to 11, or 114,000, 121,000 points in favor of Jaedong outproducing. Getting outkilled by only about 9, though. Buildings raised 7 to 3, and outspending the Terran player again by only about 3,000 resources in 19 minutes, but got a win this time because he has his tech available, right? Right. So let's move into game. What are we going to? A number 3. Heck yes, we are. That was fantastic. Let's see what's going to go on and who wins. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Game 3 is for all the marbles. We're back on Vermeer. Top left, it's going to be a, let's say a red Zerg player, Jaedong. And in the bottom right, it's going to be Light. Excellent, excellent showing of Jaedong for Game 2. Great showing from Light in Game 1, which means they're both at the top of the game right now. So here in Game 3, you're going to be aggressive. Aggressive strategies, especially in a winner-take-all match, are very, I don't know, very, very rare, I feel like, because if you do an aggressive thing and the other player counters it perfectly, then you feel kind of dumb by going home with that strategy, right? It's much easier to feel good about yourself if it's a macro game that you dragged out to like 20 minutes or so and then lost, and you're like, okay, I played fairly well. I killed their third base. I killed a lot of their workers, but man, they were so good and just killed me at the end, and that's okay. But, like, Proxyrax getting scouted and then easily shut down is like, oh, nothing to feel proud about there. Anywho, Terror the Overlord moving out. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe. Trying to get 100,000 subscribers here in the year 2024, which, you know, that's a fairly high goal in 2024, considering Brood War came out back in 1998. But man, Brood War is eternal. Brood War never changes. Well, it did change with the remaster, and for balance patches that, like, 2001 was the last year of a balance patch. Hatched first in it, here is Jaedong. So it's been 20 plus years since this has been balanced. And they balance the game by map making. Yeah? So if Zerg is winning too much, then the next map pool will be a little bit Zerg unfavored. And if Protoss is winning too much, maybe the net map pool will be Terran favored a little bit. And on we go. Good stuff, man. Great stuff. Ooh, drone scouting. Ah, drone dead. Blah, blah, blah. Run, drone, run for your life. These Marines are dedicated to making sure that you do not see this barracks. So yeah, some early Marine pressure here, but the drone did see it. The pool is not done yet. And oh, hey look, bunker rushing with 1 Rax, not even a proxy. But I know it's outside the wall, but holy smokes, drones pulled. Oh, SCVs healing each other. That's very, very nice. Repairing each other, I guess, is the best word. All we have are drones. There are lings on the way here, but drones, nice micro. Oh, nice surround of those Marines. Incredible stuff. Canceling the bunker. Marines going home. This Marine is not going home. Going home. Wow. What was I just talking about? I was just talking about getting yourself shut down with a proxy barracks. This is okay. This is on a scale of 1 to 10 for proxies, where like 10 is this and 1 is like inside your main base, not a proxy. This is like a 2. It's a 2 on the scale of proxy barracks. What the heck, dude? All right, whatever. Nicely done, Jaedong. Nice work with your drones there. I don't think you lost as many as maybe you should have. We're still making Marines, though. Unupgraded Marines, sometimes very, very good, especially in the early game. All right, so we have an expanding command center. So this is not very aggressive, just a little bit aggressive. A little bit aggressive to throw off the macro of Jaedong. Kind of like it. We're splitting hairs, right? We're not just trying to get to the macro game. We're not putting everything into the aggression basket here as light. He's just like, okay, a little bit of pressure. I'm going to make Marines anyway at some point. Nice little dance there. We're just going to push out, put some fear of Terran into the Zerg player, force him to make more Lings than probably he wants to, and then just defend against any Ling harassment that shows up, and we're good. Kind of like it. That's kind of what he did in game 1. Like, pushed a little bit, forced a bunch of Lings out, and then the Lings counterattacked and killed 5 of his SCVs. He won that game anyway, though. You forget about that? I kind of forgot about that, right? This game started with a 6-Ling run-by into Light's main base that killed 5 of his SCVs and 2 Marines. And then Light won the game anyway. So, I mean, look, that is just a good indicator that just because sometimes you lost a bunch of workers early doesn't mean you can't win. You can still pull it off, man. Spire on the way. First 100 gas, second 100 gas metabolic boost. Anything crazy here from our Terran player Light. Engineering Bay is getting that +1 attack a little bit earlier than he needs to. That's fine. I mean, the Engineering Bay is earlier than he needs for turrets, is what I intended to say there. Academy finishing up. We're getting stim instantaneously. And so far, so good. Creep Colony, just because he knows how many Marines are out, he keeps poking in and seeing. That's I mean, 11's a good number of Marines. If 11 Marines were right here, the game would be over. But they can't teleport, right? The whole point is they have to move, and that's what these Lings are for, to see the Marines are moving out. How many are there? How many Sunkens do I need to throw up? Because Zerg's all about making the stuff you need when you need it. Very, very different from Protoss and Terran, where the philosophy is you make stuff as it, you know, as you can. You're making SCVs in command centers. You're making Marines out of barracks. You don't have to choose whether to make drones or whether to make Marines. Well, you can't make Marines. You can make infested Marines, which are more infested. Terrans, they don't have guns. Imagine if infested Marines had guns. They actually, man, infested Marines had a bit of a heyday in StarCraft 2, and they did shoot guns. It was kind of neat. They were slow to make up for the fact that they had guns. But, yeah, hilarious stuff. Third macro hatch says a lot of mutas. Yeah, there we go. +1 getting fired up for those mutas. A lot of mutas being produced here. There it is. A drone heading down. I guess maybe going for a third base. Ling tries maybe go for a run-by, but no. Just, what is that? 1 racks, 2, 3, 4, 5 racks. Gonna be the play here out of Light. And yeah, once again, heavy on Los Mutalisks. So 6 of them over here. More being produced. 4 of them into the eggs. 3 turrets up, though. I mean, I don't know if this is something that Light sniffed out. I don't know. Whatever. Ling's popping around. Hydrant end timing is going to be pretty important here because, again, if you do a lot into Mutalisks, your lurker stuff's going to be late. And I always worry about that. So there's another scan. Scanning out, scanning this. Sees the third base and says, oh, we can get that third base. And the Mutas are not interested in letting that happen. Okay, they're up to that full stack of 11. They don't have the +1 yet. They're going to have, yeah. You have to engage here, because if that third base dies, what do I always say? Third base for Zerg dies, game over. That's what happened in game 1. There are no Sunkens at the natural, though. The Marines, I don't know. The Mutas are basically, I think, betting on the fact that they're not actually... The Marines and medics here are not going to make it to either the third base or the natural base. I think that's the play here. Because he is not responding like, I mean, one sunken's fine, but if he was really worried about this, he would have at least a second sunken coming up, and probably a third. But, oh man, another Muta goes down. More Mutas joining the party. We're going to jump on this. He wants to jump on this really bad, and he does. That's a jump on, and that's a stand and fight from Light, but if this is a committal from Light, and a committal from Jaedong. I like Jaedong's chances, and he does wipe that group out. Every medic dies. Every Marine on the map dies. They're like, oh, we have one medic now? That's not good. Medic count reset. This Marine did make it down here. But yeah, that was it. Jaedong was entirely confident in being able to shut down that attack without having, again, not having to make any static defense. Okay, one static defense here. Nothing down here at all. Okay, so now Lurker Aspect's on the way. A Hive is coming in. Light is working on all the stuff that he needs, which is double starport for that Irradiate. Let's see how that goes. And this is feeling kind of like a combination of Game 1 and Game 2, right? A lot of Mutas with upgrades in Game 1. But the third base stays alive in Game 2. I mean, the third base was alive at this point in Game 1 anyway, but... Alright, here goes nothing. Marines trying to bust up this ramp before the Lurkers are ready to go. Muta's trying to buy some time, buy some time, buy some time. The Lurker eggs, man, they never finish. Mutas are dying. Muta stack is only 3. Oh, Light, is he doing a remake of Game 1 where he shows up at the third base? It's not quite adequately defended. Is that a Nidus Canal? I think that was a Nidus Canal. Look at the pre-split. No! Third base is dead. Light, you monster. What a fantastic showing here. Hatch down, man down, all the drones down. 45 to 30 workers, 47 to 30 workers in favor of Light. And what do I say? What does Falcon say? Third base for Zerg dies. Zerg dead. I don't know what that SCV is trying to do, but it died out in the middle of the map for no reason. Wow. All right, Jaedong needs to pull off some kind of a miracle here, which Defiler Mound can be considered a miracle by some definitions, especially because it's all Marines, no Firebats, right? If you can get a Dark Swarm attack like right here, then 2 Lings can kind of just win the game. You probably need a second Dark Swarm, but you know what I'm talking about. Any sign of Firebats? I mean, the Irradiates... Or Irradiates, I guess. Science vessels are being produced. Oh, Irradiate's not done yet. Yeah, I mean, if... Consume takes a minute, however, so... Yep. This is bad. This is really bad for Jaedong. He's not just instant tapping out, though. He's going to retake a third base at the top right and say, okay, now we have the defense necessary to hold on to the third base. Blarg. Okay, never mind. No Scourge connections there. I thought for sure that was going to be a Scourge connection. Look at this drone. Longest transfer of all time. There's 1 Lurker and a Sunken at this base. Okay, 2 Lurkers at this base. Consume is done. We heard the Consume sound. And bam, 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 bam. Burrowing in. Scourge trying to make connections. Yeah, man, this is Light's game to fumble at this point. There's no way he should drop this game. He's got the Irradiate, he's got the Science Vessels. Jaedong getting what little wins he can, taking down that group of Marines. Lings are at 1 Carapace again. I don't think they have Adrenal Boys. I don't know that it really matters. There's not a lot of them. Okay. Man, that Irradiate took like 5 Lings out. He's going to bust up this ramp, dude. D-Matrix a Marine again? No? Okay, maybe not enough energy for that, I guess. Yeah, not a ton of energy on these guys. Absolutely not. Okay, Lurker irradiated. Second Lurker in the stack. Getting irradiated. Third base coming up from light. It's like, okay, maybe we can just contain Jaedong on 3 bases while I get a third base up. That's fine. Because it's 55 to 31 workers. Jaedong's been stuck at 30 workers for a hot minute now. And that has not been a problem for Light. Light continues to increase his worker count because we talked about it earlier. Command centers are only good for making... Oh, this is a third base down here. Never mind. That's a fourth base. Dude. Dude. Okay, this is extra bad for Jaedong. It's incredible. What flows forth from the time you lose your third base as a Zerg player? Everything goes bad. Terran lands their third base, starts making a fourth base, contains you on... hopefully 2 bases, but 3 bases is okay. Firebats get in. Nice. The contain continues. The contain is everything. Oof. Lurker takes down that Firebat, though. He was doing his best. I don't know if you want to try to expand here. He kind of has to, though, so he fires it up and says, Lurkers, do your thing, and then they do their thing. But then everything gets irradiated, and there's a group of guys waiting to dive in here as soon as everything's been irradiated. Except they don't have any Firebats with them. No Firebats in that group. So never mind. Maybe dive bombing in here is a terrible idea. The Lurkers are getting busted here. 1 Lurker remains. He's got a big job to do. That Marine finally gets wiped out. A scan says, how many Lurkers is it? 1? We can bust that, and then suddenly a Dark Swarm goes. Pop! And then suddenly you're like, oh, hang on a second. Hang on, fight outside of the Dark Swarm. No, another Dark Swarm comes up. Okay, fall back, fall back. Lings can't pursue out there. They're going to die if they try. Scourge up. Okay, Scourge to try to deal with the science vessels, but man, 156 to 85 supply. Not what you want. I love the group of Marines defending this base down this way. I love pushing the front of Jaedong, just like making him worry about multiple fronts at the same time is so bad. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. Scourge died. Maybe they killed a science vessel here, but it doesn't appear like it. Defiler gets irradiated. The contain here continues to contain 4 bases, but Jaedong getting a 4th base up is humongous. Let's see if he can pull it off here. Ooh, battle cruiser's on the way. The battle cruiser curse was in effect in game 1. No, game 2 that Jaedong won. We have seen wins with battle cruisers recently on the channel, though, in the last month or so. So it's not, you know, the curse is not 100% effective, right? The Queen cursed against mech is not 100% effective. The battle cruiser curse against Zerg is not 100% effective. But dude, getting Yamato? Okay, this is a very, very confident Light. And by golly, he ever should be. 100% should be. Yeah, Miracle. Miracle is required to win this game from this position. Ultralisks are something of a miracle. Ultralisks with Dark Swarm. Enough of them. The Irradiates are the counter to those bad boys, though. I just keep looking at this 4-base economy. 61 workers. There are so many workers for Light that he has stopped making SCVs. He's happy with it. Quiet before the storm here. Triple Irradiate on those lurks. Free kills, man. Just the freest of kills. Oh, they could have killed that. They got 1 hit, not 2. Not 2. Drop in the 3rd. Oh, there were medics in position for this. I mean, Scourge in position for this. Medics in the science vessels, though. Ah, the Scourge. The drop is too much, and that's a GG. Jaedong taps out, and Light gets that win in 17 minutes for game 3. What a fantastic display. What an absolutely, truly fantastic showing there from Light. Yeah, he just killed the 3rd base. Jaedong, again, playing a little bit loosey-goosey. A little bit risky. Trying to time these lurkers to pop before the Marines show up, but not so early that they're wasted, right? And as a result, the Marines get in here. They shut down the lurkers. Everything dies. The Nidus network dies. Nidus Canal dies there. 3rd base down. And from there, it's just like, okay, casually take a 3rd, take a 4th. Contain a little bit, delay the 4th base of Jaedong as much as possible, and then drop. and then get a drop down and get the win. That is, Jaedong played it well. Gets the win in the series, 2 games to 1. Boss man, lower APM, doesn't matter. Ends up getting outproduced by Jaedong, out-killing him by almost a 2-to-1 ratio, though. That's a huge deal. Buildings raised 4. No Terran buildings died today. That's a major factor. And then Terran outspent the Zerg by only about 1,500 resources in 17 minutes, though. So, yeah, that'll do. That will do it pretty much every time. So, GG, man. Light gets the win overall in the best of 3, 2 games to 1. And that's going to be it from me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.